Well, welcome to the channel. I'm Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, Theologist, Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate the fact that you're here. I hope you learned something significant for your life from this talk. These are, we're going into some further sayings of the wise in Proverbs at 24:23, but just to recapitulate, my son, fear the Lord and the King. This is Proverbs 24:21. Remember, the fear of the Lord adds life, teaches us wisdom, enables us to avoid evil, leads us to life, and brings wealth and honor in life. I remember this young flying monkey, the son of a woman I was with, threw this smear at me and said, "I hope your religion brings you freedom." And I thought, you silly, silly person, if only you knew. And do not associate with the rebellious. You can look that up. The reason being, for they will bring sudden destruction, and who knows what ruin they can bring. You need to know in the spirit, by discernment, what ruin these people can bring. The diverse ways, the diverse measures, the clever and cunning ways in which these people will try and bring destruction and trauma to you. This is all covert. These people don't realize what they're doing, because by nature they're going with their rebellion. They can be very compassionate in the community, they can be very quiet, but covertly these people can be equally as destructive as an angry shouter or screamer. There's all different kinds of ruin that these people bring, and you have to be aware of it, and you have to be onto it. Otherwise you're going to end up in severe trouble in your relationship, and you won't deal with it the way that you should. Verse 23, Proverbs 24. These are also sayings of the wise. Now this is sort of a follow-on from what I was just saying, because too many people are enabling rebellion now, and all the consequential negative, hostile, negative, passive-aggressive behavior that comes with this. Because to show partiality in judgment is not good. And that can be as simple as turning a blind eye to somebody's bad behavior via silence. A lot of people seem to think that silence has got this magical way of fixing things. No, sometimes silence is just a sign of weakness, a sign of fear, to bring a confrontation to a situation that has to be resolved fast. And I've seen these people never resolve particular certain things, or come to a place to try and give themselves some kind of view of themselves, some kind of representation of themselves after they've completely broken everybody down, waiting for resolve, with an idea of resolve that's absolutely ludicrous. I've seen this before as well. These people have no idea. They're just trying to give themselves some kind of credence to walk away or be discarded with some kind of respect. But they've lost all respect because they didn't show the right judgment. They were partial. They were partial to a family member. They may have been partial to a friend, partial to someone they're having an affair with. This is a common one. And a lot of these people that have affairs, they'll have affairs with married people. They'll have affairs with exes that have got girlfriends. They'll have, or boyfriends. They'll have affairs with the same sex. They don't care. If the mood's right and the situation is there, they're just going to show partiality to themselves. they haven't got a strong form of judgment unless they're absolutely passionate about something. And this shows you, this shows you what value levels these people have for the relationship. If they've got passion about judgments on certain issues, and you can see it at work, and they're determined to get their point across, then you can use that as a way in which you can measure how much value they have for your relationship relative to where judgment is required. They will show you whether they're partial or not. They will show you by the way in which they apply judgment to situations that they're passionate about. And if they're not showing that same passion in the relationship, then they're going to be partial to bringing some kind of trauma into it, because they're not going to close the case. They're just going to leave it open and allow it to burn and wear at you psychologically. That's why usually these people that show partiality, they've got fires burning everywhere. They're behind in their finances. They'll have an addiction of one kind or another. They'll be chronic masturbators, and they've deceived themselves into loving themselves so deeply that they totally blindside their thinking in certain areas. They're almost stupid. The Bible calls them simple and stupid. They'll show partiality towards their children, and they won't help these children when they really need to be corrected and realigned. That's partial. When somebody's weak, it's still something that's happening that's partial. They're being partial to themselves because they haven't got the courage to teach their children what's right. You've got to realize, I've learnt this a long time ago, a lot of these single mothers fear their children because they've given them too much authority over them and over the house. These people, they even go so far as choosing partners for these mothers. And it's quite sick, actually, how far the mother becomes a child and they become a parent, the children. It's very, very sick, and it's partial. It's abuse. It's abuse. And they've lost their judgment, their parenting skills by way of servitude. These people have the idea that if you just serve people, that's going to bring life results that are going to succeed, but all it does is bring sudden destruction. And these things build up, and they don't seem to understand what ruin it's going to bring. It really, it's just, and it's so clear to everyone else around them. And they just carry on. They just carry on in the partiality of where they're mixing evil with good. Where people are watching, they put on this good appearance. When no one's watching, they're on drugs, they're masturbating, they're doing all sorts of sexual deviancy with themselves and others. As I said, married people, people with girlfriends and partners or boyfriends, exes that are just a convenience, who have partners. A lot of these people get serious sexual diseases. They hide that. They keep that to themselves. And they just do not seem to get anywhere because they don't understand the principles of darkness. Rebelliousness brings sudden destruction and all sorts of ruin on you. And they don't seem to fear it. They just stay stuck in it. I've seen it. I've been in these people's lives. I've tried to bring light on many occasions, and just had to go, no, I'm sorry, good luck with how you live. It's pretty sad. And a lot of these people are running out of time. It's almost too late for them to change. They've wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I've had these people come and take hundreds of thousands of dollars, but the righteous man continues to get up. You've got to be very, very aware of the ruin these people can bring. Because if somebody's not in the right situation in their life, if they're deliberately not, they're living a life that's partial to wrong decision making, detrimental to their health, careless towards consequence via micro incremental decisions, everybody's just standing around with a smile on their face, or just quiet, and everything's fallen down around them, as it were, as long as the money comes in to pay the rent and buy the drugs or the beer or whatever. That seems to be the solution to everything, but it's not. Unresolved has a way of destroying everything around us, and it's critical, absolutely critical and vital, that wherever there's unresolved, be it in behavior, bills, work, and most of all your intimate relationship, you cannot be partial. You cannot get it wrong, because the outcome will definitely, most definitely not be good. I'm Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist, Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia. Thank you for joining me, and bye for now.